I wasted 2 whole years of my life because of just one habit. Every single day, I told myself, I'll change tomorrow. But that tomorrow never came. Have you ever wondered? Why do we keep repeating the same habits that hurt us? Why do we promise ourselves a fresh start every Monday, only to give up by Friday? Why do we stay up late even though we know it's ruining our energy, health, and focus? The truth is, habits can either make you or break you. Elon Musk wakes up at 5 a.m. Bill Gates reads every day. Steve Jobs followed a strict routine till his final days. But me? I wasted hours scrolling on my phone, saying just 5 more minutes. Until those minutes turned into months. And those months turned into years. Then one book shook me up completely. The Power of Habit. It changed the way I think, manage time, and live. And today, I'm going to share with you 6 powerful secrets from that book that can turn your habits into your greatest superpower. And at the end, I'll share one bonus secret that, if you get it right, can turn your biggest weakness into the thing that defines your success. So ask yourself, are you a prisoner of your own mind? Or will you turn your habits into your greatest weapon? In this video, I'll walk you through 6 secrets that can help you break bad habits and build routines that actually move your life forward. First, a technique successful people use to get 10x more done every day. Second, a common mistake most people make that drains their energy daily. Third, a small mindset trick that can turn bad habits into positive behavior. Fourth, a simple rule that shapes how top performers start their day. Fifth, a scientific truth that will change the way you look at willpower. Sixth, a habit loop that, once you understand it, lets you reprogram yourself. And at the end, a bonus secret that most people overlook. But if you understand it, it will change your entire identity. So stay with me till the end, because that one last point might just change everything. You're watching Book Echo, the channel where we only cover the books that have actually changed the lives, routines, and mindset of the world's most successful people. And if you're someone who's looking for a real turning point in life, then hit that subscribe button now, because the next video might just be your turning point. So let's dive in. What exactly is a habit? And why can it become the biggest reason behind your success or your failure? Secret 1. The technique successful people use to get 10x more done every day. Let's start with the very first secret. The one that makes people like Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, and pretty much every high performer out there. Now here's the truth. They don't have any magic. They have the exact same 24 hours you and I have. But what makes the difference? Habits and routine. In this book, Charles Duhigg explains that every habit runs on a 3-step loop. Cue, the trigger. Routine, the behavior. Reward, the benefit or feeling you get afterward. Sounds simple, right? But this is where the real power lies. Let's say your alarm goes off in the morning. You feel sleepy, but you force yourself to go work out. The alarm is your cue. The workout is your routine. And that post-workout feeling? That's your reward. Successful people just do one thing really well. They understand this loop. And then they design it on purpose. Now what do most people do? They check their phone, open Instagram, scroll mindlessly. And boom, their day starts on autopilot. High performers? They guard their first hour like gold. They use it for their most productive actions. So what's the rule? If you can control the cue that starts a habit, you can change the entire habit. So think about it. How does your day start? What's the first signal your brain gets? Is it your phone? Or is it something powerful? If you want to be 10x more productive every day, you've got to change the cue that triggers your bad habits. And hey, if you're still watching this far, it means you're actually serious about changing your life. So do me a favor. Hit that like button and comment below. What's the first cue that starts your day? Secret 2. One mistake most people make that drains their energy every single day. Now let's talk about a mistake that most of us make every single day. And because of it, we waste half of our mental energy without even realizing it. What is that mistake? Making too many decisions. Now you might be thinking, wait, how is that a mistake? We have to make decisions, right? Yes, we do. But here's the problem. Every little decision you make early in the day chips away at your energy. Think about it. How many people wake up and immediately start thinking, what should I wear? What should I eat? What do I do first? Should I check emails or go to the gym? That overthinking? It's exhausting your brain before the day even starts. In The Power of Habit, the author explains. Your willpower is like a battery. And every decision you make drains a little bit of that battery. Now ask yourself, why did Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg wear the same clothes every day? Because they understood this. Don't waste brainpower on the small stuff. Save your energy for what really matters. So if you're constantly overthinking and planning every little thing, you'll burn out before you even reach your most important tasks. So what's the fix? Automate your mornings. Build a solid routine so you don't have to decide every time. Set habits that reduce thinking and increase action. Because the less you think about what to do, the more you actually get done. Don't let your brain get stuck in constant decision making. Build habits that save energy and focus it where it matters most. And hey, if you're still here watching, you're serious about becoming better. So drop a quick comment below and tell me, do you find yourself making too many decisions in the morning? Because up next, I'm sharing a mind trick that can help you flip your worst habits into your best behavior. Secret 3. A simple mind trick that can turn bad habits into positive behavior. Now you might be wondering, if I know this habit is bad for me, why can't I just stop it? The truth is, it's not that we don't know what's right or wrong. The problem is, our habits are stubborn. But here's the good news. This book shares a powerful mind trick that can help you slowly turn even your worst habits into healthy, positive routines. It's called Same Cue, New Routine. What does that mean? You don't need to change the trigger. Just change your reaction to it. For example, let's say every time you get bored, you open Instagram and start scrolling. In this case, Z-notation spot boredom is your cue. Z-notation spot scrolling is your routine. Z-notation spot and the temporary distraction? That's the reward. So how do you change the habit? Next time you feel bored, instead of scrolling, try one of these. Go for a short walk. Call a friend. Read something new for 5 minutes. The cue stays the same, but your routine changes. And that's the real trick. You see, changing the cue is hard. But changing the routine? That's doable. Why? Because your brain recognizes the old pattern. But you're simply swapping out one action with another. And over time, the new routine becomes the habit. I had a friend who used to eat chips every time he felt stressed. Now, whenever stress kicks in, he plays music and goes for a walk instead. Guess what? He still gets relief from stress, but now, it's healthier. Same cue, new reward. You don't need to remove the signal. You just need to change your response to it. Eventually, even bad habits can become good ones. And if you're still watching till this point, let me just say this straight. You're serious about changing your life. So go ahead and hit that like button. And drop a comment. What's one bad habit you want to replace? Because up next, we're diving into a rule that shapes how successful people start their mornings. Secret 4. The simple rule that shapes how successful people start their mornings. Now let's talk about one simple rule. A rule that so many successful people follow as part of their morning routine. And it's the reason their entire day stays focused and productive. Most of us? We wake up and reach for our phones. WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube. And just like that, 30 minutes are gone. But in The Power of Habit, there's a powerful idea. If you can control just the first hour of your morning, You can control your entire day. This is called a keystone habit. A habit that naturally triggers other good habits throughout your day. For example, if you start your morning by drinking water, going for a short walk, or reading for 10 minutes, the rest of your day naturally flows better. It's like a small win that sends a message to your brain. I'm in control today. Now flip that. If your day starts with scrolling aimlessly on your phone, what do you think the rest of the day looks like? The right start sets the tone for the whole day. And that's exactly why people like Bill Gates, Tim Cook, and Oprah start their mornings with a structured routine. Because they know, win the morning and the rest of the day falls into place. So what should you do? Pick one solid habit to start your morning. Make sure it's something simple but intentional. And don't skip it, no matter what. I know someone who starts every single day by writing a quick to-do list. It doesn't matter if they forget everything else. But that one habit keeps their entire day on track. It's their personal anchor. If you start your morning with the right habit, the whole day moves in the right direction. And hey, if you've made it this far into the video, do one thing. Share this with a friend who always says, "Man, I just can't wake up early." Because next up, we're going to talk about willpower. And a truth that might completely change how you think about it. Secret 5. A scientific truth that will change how you see willpower. You've probably heard things like, "It's all in the mind. If you really want something, anything is possible." Or the classic, "You just need more willpower." But what the power of habit reveals might actually surprise you. Here's the truth. Willpower is a habit. It's not some magical force that shows up out of nowhere. It's more like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But if you overuse it, it can get exhausted too. So what does that mean? If you start your day making a bunch of small decisions, like what to wear, what to eat, what to do first, your willpower starts draining right there. And then when it's time for the real challenge, like going to the gym, studying, or resisting your phone, you've got no energy left to fight. That's why you need to treat willpower as limited energy and use it where it truly matters. There's a study in the book that's super interesting. People who committed to doing just one small task every day, like sweeping the floor after lunch, started noticing other habits improving too. Why? Because they were training their willpower through one tiny daily action. Use your willpower, don't waste it. Practice it in small doses so you build stamina for the big stuff. I knew someone who was trying to quit sugar, but every time dessert was in front of them, they gave in. So they tried a new rule. Every day, just say no once to one sweet thing. That was it. And over time, their willpower got so strong, they eventually cut sugar out completely. Willpower isn't magic. It's a habit you build through daily practice. And hey, if you're still watching right now, here's one thing I know for sure. You already have the willpower to change your life. So drop a comment below and write, "I will train my willpower every day." Say it and watch what happens. Because up next, we're diving into something powerful. A habit loop that, once you understand it, can help you reprogram who you are. Secret 6. A habit loop that, once you understand it, can help you reprogram yourself. Up until now, we've talked about how habits form, how they break, and how you can take control of them. But now let's get into the master formula. The one behind every habit you've ever built. It's called the habit loop. This loop has 3 parts. And once you understand how it works, you can literally reprogram yourself into whoever you want to become. Here's how the habit loop works. Cue, the trigger that starts the habit. Routine, the behavior you follow in response. Reward, the feeling or benefit you get after doing it. Let's say you're working and you get bored. So you go make a cup of tea. Z-notation spot boredom equals cue. Z-notation spot making tea equals routine. Z-notation spot feeling refreshed equals reward. Now here's the real trick. Once you can identify the loop, you can swap out the routine and still get the same reward. So instead of tea, you could go for a 5-minute walk. Splash some water on your face. Do a quick stretch. You still feel refreshed. But now you've changed the habit. That is how you start reprogramming yourself. No pressure. No guilt. Pattern and gently replacing the routine. I had a friend who couldn't stop watching Netflix late at night. Every day he promised himself, "Tonight I'll sleep early." But he didn't. Why? Because the cue was boredom or loneliness. The routine was screen time. The reward was mental distraction. So what did he do? He kept the cue but changed the routine. He started reading a book during that same time slot. Over time, the screen faded away, and his sleep actually got better. Every habit runs on a loop. If you identify it and change the routine, you can change your life. I suggest you go back and listen to this part again. Because this one idea? This could be the most powerful tool for breaking bad habits and replacing them with ones that move your life forward. Up next, we're heading into the most important part of this video. The bonus secret. Something most people completely ignore. But the smart ones? They win because of it. Bonus secret. The habits you repeat become the person you are. What I'm about to tell you now won't just change your habits. It can change your entire identity. We often think, once I change, I'll feel like a new person. But the truth? You don't change first. Your habits change first. And then your identity catches up. The book puts it perfectly. If you run every day, one day you start to believe you're a runner. If you write every day, eventually you start calling yourself a writer. In other words, what you do repeatedly becomes who you are. Now ask yourself, if you give up every time things get hard, if you keep saying, "I'll start tomorrow," what kind of identity are you reinforcing inside yourself? But if you show up every day, if you make small changes and take small wins, you start to build the identity of someone strong. That's why you should never underestimate small habits. Because they shape your story. They decide who you're becoming. When I first started waking up at 6 a.m., I didn't believe I could do it. But the more I repeated that habit, the more I started to see myself as someone disciplined, someone in control. And that one shift in identity? It changed everything else in my life. Your habits aren't just actions. They're the building blocks of who you become. So now ask yourself, who do you want to become? And what habits do you need to repeat every single day to get there? Because if you understand this one point, your new life has already begun. Let's take a moment to break everything down. Not just to remember it, but so you can actually apply these ideas in your life. First secret. We learned that every habit is made up of 3 parts: cue, routine, and reward. Successful people understand this loop and use it to design their habits with intention. They know how to start their day, what to focus on, and that's why every part of their day is aligned with purpose. Second secret. We realized that small decisions, like what to wear or eat, can quietly drain our willpower. That's why high performers build strong routines, so they don't waste energy on minor choices and keep their focus on real action. Third secret. Bad habits don't break by force. They break when you keep the same cue. but replace the reaction. If boredom leads you to scroll your phone, try inserting a positive action like a walk or music instead. That one swap? It changes everything. Fourth secret. Your first habit in the morning matters the most. It's called a keystone habit because it triggers a whole chain of good behavior. If you start your morning right, you've already won half the battle for the day. Fifth secret. Willpower isn't magic. Trainable habit. By saying no to just one small temptation each day, you can build the strength to take control of the big ones too. Sixth secret. Every habit runs on a loop. Cue routine reward. If you can identify the loop, you can change the habit. Change the routine and everything else falls into place. These are the tools you can use to redesign yourself. So now the real question is, do you want to stay the person you've always been? Or start becoming the person you were meant to be? Now let me leave you with one final question. Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to stay focused these days? Why you reach for your phone every 2 minutes? Check notifications you didn't even need. And then get mad at yourself, asking, why can't I just focus? Well, our next video is on a powerful book called Dopamine Detox. It will show you exactly how today's world is hijacking your attention. And more importantly, how to take it back. If you truly want your focus, your time, and your thoughts back under your control, then this next video might be a complete game changer for you. So hit that subscribe button right now. Share this video with a friend who's constantly fighting distractions. And drop a comment below. Which part of today's video hit you the hardest? Here at Book Echo, we don't just read books. We learn the ideas that can actually change lives. See you in Dopamine Detox, where we won't just fight distraction. We understand it and break free from it.